Hey everyone, Waffles again with another Making It to Sunday, and today I'm going to do a little bit of nostalgia. Pokemon, actually. I've been getting pretty hard into it again. It used to be my thing growing up. I guess that was everyone's thing growing up. The cards, the games, the shows, Been having a lot of fun with it. I found some of my old cards. I found my old Game Boy Color with the game still in it, so that's pretty cool. I've bought a few new cards, just kind of see what it's about, see some of the new stuff, and it's the same game. I think it's pretty cool. I think I actually played my first real game of Pokemon probably about a month ago with my little brother. We all played as a kid, but I don't think we actually played the right way. Just trading and oh, my guy's big, I can beat you, that kind of thing. So I actually sat down, I pulled up some YouTube videos, and I read through the rules just to make sure I got it right. And we actually played a couple games, and yeah, it's definitely a fun game. I think it's still marketed towards the collecting of everything still, which Pokemon, gotta catch them all. That was kind of always the go-to, is collect it all, catch them all, do all your fun stuff. Um, but yeah, it's been fun. I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff I got. They got the new Sun and Moon and stuff like that, and they had a little box set, a little lunchbox, and they came with a little card holder and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty neat. I don't have any of the stuff I used to. The big cases that had Pokemon all over it, full of cards and stuff like that. But yeah, I found some new stuff like the EX and GX stuff. Apparently, that's a new thing to Pokemon, or at least newer, because it definitely wasn't around when I was a kid. Like, oh damn, like 20 years ago. I guess that's what they call it, nostalgia, right? Super old stuff. But yeah, this is what I did forever growing up. Game Boy Color, Pokemon Gold version. Like this is my Game Boy Color I had, when I was freaking 6, and that game came out. Oh, crap, what was it, like 2000, before 2000s, I think. Either way, still playing that shit. Love it. It's awesome. And I think one of the very few things that's, I don't know, some of the newer games not necessarily getting better with time. They're still fun. And maybe it's just because I am an old player. The Heart Gold Soul Silver was my favorite. That was it for me. And I still play that all the time in my 3DS. But the cards and stuff are amazing. Loved them. And I still got a couple. Look at this. A couple basic ones still. Not like super old. And I got some of the newer ones. And I really liked they did this one, Team Aqua. I really like that. The sets where they do the teams and stuff like that, I always thought was really fun. Best team though has to be, well, it's actually tied now. At least from my opinion. My opinion, doesn't mean a whole lot. Team Skull. I love me some Team Skull because they make sense. I know, like, they're doofy and silly, but they make sense. Just like Team Rocket. Team Rocket made sense. It's the Pokemon universe, and whenever you try to, bring that universe to our universe, they don't make a lot of sense, but in their show, they made sense. They were trying to steal Pokemon, sell them, they had, it was a mafia style, they had the big boss and everything like that, and they were organized crime, and they were doing it to profit, to make money. And, like, since then, there was like Team Aqua Magma. They're trying to destroy the world to save it, or vice versa. They're trying to stop them from destroying it, but the one wants to flood it, one wants to make a desert. I never really got that. Like, it makes sense in game. It's just little kid stuff. Oh, we gotta stop them from destroying the world. Game wise, okay, it makes sense. Then you got like Plasma. They're trying to make a different reality. And then the black and white games. They have people trying to change shit. And yeah, I don't know. X and Y, he was trying to destroy the world or save. I don't know. There was always like a really convoluted plot that was like oversimplified. That if you just do any digging into, you're just like, this doesn't really make a lot of sense. But then you get Team Skull. Team Skull, they're awesome. They are just thuggin', wannabe-ish. It's hard to say they're wannabes when like they're out there living it and doing it, but they suck at it. But they don't let it stop them. And they're just trying to steal Pokemon and try to be big and tough, but like I don't know, it's a real team. Their goals aren't super convoluted and crazy. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna be here, we're gonna steal your stuff, or like even if you play the game through and stuff like that, sometimes they just trying to be like the Robin Hood character, but they're bad at it. They're cartoonish, comically bad at what they do, but at least what they do makes sense and has like a purpose to it. There's the bigger story plot in Sun and Moon, if you ever played it, that gets again a little convoluted and stuff like that. But like the Team Skull, like they're their own thing, and they're clearly defined, and they're funny, and they're great, and the thug music comes on every time they show up. They're awesome. But that's just kind of my little rant on the teams and stuff like that. And so I've been getting into it, and I've just been... When I was a kid, I'd always superpower one Pokemon and just send him to the front and make him win the entire time, and I never really played anyone else except for like HM slaves and stuff like that. And now I've actually been sitting down and playing through it and reading and going through the storyline and stuff, which in most Pokemon games is not a huge storyline. They started adding more into the last like X and Y and Sun and Moon, and a little bit in Omega Ruby and Sapphire. There's some story there. Sun and Moon, greatly story driven, which was cool. Yeah. So that's just kind of my quick little comparison. Like I got this guy when the Heart Gold Soul Silver first came out, and I was looking at some dates, and I can't remember when this thing came out, but I remember I got this pre-ordered, thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I got this guy, hold on, this guy Lunala from the Sun and Moon release. So that was pretty cool. I still like how they're doing that, and they are definitely kind of staying with the whole collecting theme. I know I'm just kind of scatterbrained, I'm just trying to fit everything in that I was thinking about. One thing they got with the new box sets, they had a couple in the old ones. They have collectible pins too, which are pretty neat. Let's see what I got right here. Like, yeah, an Articuno. Yeah, I thought that was super cool that they started putting them in with the card boxes and stuff like that. And we got this guy right here, Mimikyu, or however you pronounce it. These are actually fairly decent little pins. They're pretty sturdy. They're not super flimsy. Painted, and they actually do a pretty good job. They actually hold up pretty well. I haven't had any break yet. Mimikyu, probably one of my next favorite Pokemon, just because they have always been trying to make a new Pikachu. And I'm not sure if they were trying to do that intentionally, or if that just kind of happened, or if they're like, okay, well, like Mouse, we'll just keep with the Mouse theme being all electrical. But it seems like every generation they always had one that kind of was like Pikachu, had the cheeks, or was an electric, or was a mouse. They had like a Mulga and stuff like that, like the flying squirrel thing. But it always kind of had a similarity to Pikachu, so it's always like they were trying to make a knockoff. And then Sun and Moon comes out, and their knockoff of a Pikachu is literally a knockoff of a Pikachu. He's a ghost type that has a Pikachu cover on. And I thought, I'm not sure if that was intentional. It probably was intentional. I got to give up some credit. They're pretty smart guys, but... like, oh, we're going to keep making Pokemon knockoffs, and then now this time, it is literally just going to be a Pokemon knockoff. That's what this character does, is he's a knockoff of Pikachu, so I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, and I started getting cards again. I mentioned that before. Started with like the EX and stuff. I kind of like what they're doing with the cards now. So we got that. So like anyone, everyone had Pokemon cards. Like it was a had to. You had to be to even be considered cool in high school or middle school or elementary school for that matter when these things were going big. But like you got this one, yeah, it's a foil or it's a reverse foil, whatever you want to call it. And it's got the whole border and everything. And this one's actually like the full blown detail. Like it's got the full card, everything's on top. So there's no borders or anything. It's not a little window. It's like a fuller card. I think that's pretty cool that they're doing with some of the bigger cards now. The better cards, the good ones, or however you want to do that. But yeah, neat. I like how they're doing that. The art style's still good. I still like how in some of them, it's like a Tentacool made out of clay or something like that. Or, they're not all static cartoon characters. Sometimes they're made with stuff. I don't have any to show you, but I like how they're keeping up. Yeah, here's one that's a different art style. So that one looks all sketched in with colored pencils and stuff like that. And I think that, it's still keeping up. It's still holding up. Most games don't hold up over time. I'm not bashing on Magic. I still like to play Magic the Gathering and stuff, but every year there's like a new gimmick. There's like Infect, or there's a whole bunch of things like add +1/+1 to so many guys, or then they always have like a new gimmick every single year, and it's not necessarily bad. It's just hard to keep up with when they're pumping it out so much. And Pokemon, they have like abilities and stuff like that they've added. I don't remember them having too many abilities in like Gen 1 and stuff like that, or like the EX and the GX, but they kept it really simple. It's like, okay, well, here's an EX. It's a really good card. It's a basic, so it can come out whenever. But, you know, if you lose it, you lose extra cards and stuff like that. So, like, they balance it out super quick, and they made it not super overly complicated. And Magic, they do the same thing. They put at the bottom, well, you know, what this card does. But, you know, that each card does that now, so you have to go through 10 different cards, and each card does different things. Now it's just like, oh, if it's an EX, it does this. If it's GX, it does this. And it's the same for all around. So I always thought that was... I don't always, I guess that is a good thing that they did. I really like Mew here, my favorite Pokemon of all time, best Pokemon of all time. He has abilities, stuff like that, but it says right there what he does, and it's just used when it's your turn. So, you know, not a huge deal. So I like that. And, you know, still have the energy and everything like that. When you buy the sets, it comes with the little markers for damage counters and stuff like that. So, you know, I got my old cards, got my new cards, and it's the same thing, you know. Like I said, I got my first real game in a short time ago, but, you know, it's got that feeling again. So, you know, everyone's got that feeling, and it's whatever you're doing, whether it's a video game or a card game, Magic, Pokemon, like opening up, you know, a new package from Amazon or something like that, you know, that kind of like, oh, you know, I like opening this, you know, this is a fun thing to do, and going through your cards and seeing what you got, you know, just kind of getting a bunch and just flipping through them, like, oh, okay, oh, awesome, this is pretty cool, oh, sweet, you know, I got a foil muck, you know, and it's just, I don't know, nostalgia. Like, it brings back some of those feelings, and, you know, it's really great. Like, when I found my Game Boy, it was tucked into storage after forever. It's missing its battery door, but just, you know, seeing that again and booting it up, and the save battery was dead, but just, you know, the ping of the Game Boy and seeing the title screen come up, and, you know, brings you back to a simpler time. You know, stuff's not super bad, and yeah, it's good. It's a good feeling, you know. I'm gonna do a couple more nostalgia videos, I think, but I just want to do one for Pokemon just because I've been doing that, and it's been fun, and, you know, I want to share that with you guys, you know. And if you guys have any nostalgia stuff, or if you guys want to send me something you think I should do, you know, like I've got a Nintendo 64, things, a beast, you can't kill them. I mean, like, you can easily, but if you treat it right and it's just sitting there, you know, you're just playing your games and stuff on it, those things last forever. That thing's lasted, you know, over 4 Xboxes, 2 PS3s. Things still lasting out those. It's great. Yeah, if there's a moral of this video, it's have fun out there. And I say that at the end of all my videos, but, you know, like, really, it's a kid's game, you know, but it's fun, and it's something I used to do all the time, and I loved it. I loved trading with my friends and everything, and, you know, if I can get a little of that feeling back, you know, why not, you know. And I don't think that should stop anyone from being able to do something that they want to, you know. It's a baby game, or it's an old game, or, you know, why collecting cards, you're a grown man, you know. It feels good. Like, I'm not going to say, like, I'm a hoarder or something and I have to keep buying stuff, but, you know, it's fun. And it's fun to go through the cards, and it's fun to play a game every once in a while. It's fun to remember, you know, what it was like to be 8 years old and trading with your friends. So, yeah. Remember, guys, have fun out there.